Now I got a question. Before I put this card in, I'm going to ask you one question because this was so important to me.
Okay.
What am I missing with James Pierce?
I know where you're coming from with this. I totally get it. I totally get it because he's a small. His frame is concerning, but I think he has more room to fill it.
Mm-hmm.
And he has different ways of winning as a run defender compared to a player that's been hyped up in Panthers fan circles, Mike Green. He offers more as a pass rusher. I get the concerns. I think I have probably the same concerns you have, if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't mind Pierce that early, but I think if you're trading back, he would be a choice. He would probably be one of the top choices. But I just saw in a couple mock drafts today, he's anywhere from inside the top 15 to back end of the first round. So like
Mm-hmm.
the opinions after Abdul Carter with this edge group varies a lot among the draft community,
Mm-hmm.
and probably amongst the NFL as well. So you could see some surprises in this draft, especially with assuming Mike Green has a terrific week here or a terrific week in Mobile, Alabama at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
You could see him go high in the draft, not top 10 high, but high, probably top 20 is probably what my ceiling would be for him. But I do have more concerns for Green as a run defender than I
Mm-hmm.
do Pierce. But I totally get where you're coming from, man. Understanding that smaller defender may not be the most top tier pass. Well, he is certainly disruptive, and I mean I think he had the highest pressure rate of any pass rusher in college football, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and there were times where he did go quiet, but there were also more often than not that he didn't. So, but again, I understand where you're coming from, man.
Because when I look at, like, okay, Abdul Carter, as great as he is, right? If we look at James Pierce's last year, right? There were some people that had him as potentially the number one pick in the draft coming
Mhm.
into this season, right? And if you look at his stats last year compared to Abdul's, the only real difference is the pressures, right? Or the hurries, I would say.
Yep.
Abdul spent the majority as an off-ball linebacker and 1 year at the edge. Now, I guess you could say, like, this was he made as big an impact and showed what he can. And that Notre Dame game, I think, is what really changed everybody's mind. Like, oh my God, this dude is like, this could be Von Miller, right? But when I
Yeah.
look at Pierce, if he fills out, I see Javon Curse. And it's like, that's just so hard to, like, it's hard for me not to unsee that. But for the here and now,
Yeah.
we're going to go with the pick that you picked, and we're going with Abdul Carter. So I'm going to draft him.